Hello members, how are we all doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Let's get this stream going. Okay, let's have a look. So tonight we are going to look at the price of Bitcoin. We're going to look at the price of XRP. Are we on the verge of a breakout? And we're also going to look at some price charts. Let's have a look at some altcoins and see where we're going. Okay, so as we can see, the price of Bitcoin has broken down a little bit today. So we've tested this level here around 29,500 once again, but it seems to be holding a support. What's everyone thinking? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? What's everybody thinking? I'll give you my opinion in a few minutes. Let's have a look how we're on short time frames. A few trades in CC Pro. If you're not in CC Pro, what are you doing? You need to get involved. You're missing out on massive trades right now. You're missing on altcoin picks and of course the chat room, keeping everybody sane over the last few days. Let's have a look. Okay, so if we have a quick look at Bitcoin, we've retested this 29,500 area. For me, I think we're still bullish. And I'll show you why when we look at the DXY in a second. We look at XRP on the short term frame, still in an uptrend. We've broken out of this massive God candle last week. We retested some supports here, and again, we're just moving up nice and slow, nice and steady. On the higher time frames, we look at the daily. XRP is holding this line here. This is a massive line for XRP. I think any minute now, any day now, we're going to absolutely moon for XRP. Make sure to like tonight's stream. Make sure to share it with somebody if they're a non-believer. And let's go back to Bitcoin because I want to talk about Bitcoin. So we've got these two tops perhaps, but for me, this liquidity up here is what Bitcoin, what market makers, what smart money are all going to hunt. There's so much liquidity sitting up here. There's so many people piling in shorts, but there's absolutely no reason to be bearish right now. We've got BlackRock and ETF, Don's favorite words, ETF right now, which is great. We've got so much bullish news coming out. Obviously the Ripple lawsuit last week, and we've also got a lot of pressure under Gary Gensler right now. He's facing massive questions about his authority. So for me, I think this is the area we are going to test very, very soon. I'll show you on the DXY why I'm so bullish on crypto and Bitcoin. Now, everyone should know, if you're in CC Pro, you'll definitely know the DXY moves in the opposite direction of Bitcoin. And the DXY is just the dollar measured against a basket of currencies like the yen, the dollar versus the pound, and the dollar versus the euro. So let's have a look at the DXY, and this is why I'm so bullish on crypto right now. The DXY has broken down, and it's been coming down for a few weeks, and it's retested this level today, which is why we saw Bitcoin sell off, because the DXY is pumped today and it's caused this sell off in Bitcoin. Now, there's a famous saying, I think you'll have heard Deck say it quite a few times: history doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. And basically what that means is, not the exact same situation plays out, but very similar situations play out over and over again. And that's exactly what's happened for the DXY. So I just want to show everybody why I'm bullish, and I think everybody else should be as well. So when the markets are in a downtrend, you typically see what's called relief rallies, and that's what I think the DXY's put in. So today we saw the DXY rally, crushing Bitcoin, and it's tested the 29,500. So if we look at DXY, what's it tested though? It's tested a key level which used to be a support area, and it's testing it as resistance. I think it'll get rejected there, and I think there's more downwards movement for the DXY. If we look at this level that it's tested as well, we can go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. Look, it was a support back in 2020. Massive area for the DXY. Go back even further. 2015, it was a massive resistance area. Back to 2015, the DXY hit the same level it's at today, and it got rejected. And if we go back even further, we can see that this level played a key part all the way back 2002 and even back to 1999. So for me, the DXY is going to roll over. This was just a relief rally, a bear market relief rally, and the DXY is going to keep dropping, and I think we'll see Bitcoin and crypto pump over the next few days. So let's go back to XRP. That's what everybody's tuned in for. Let's have a look at XRP. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Look at this is an amazing breakout. So if we look at the weekly time frame, we can see it's testing this level here. Any close around this level is bullish for me. I think we'll close above 80 cents, and from there I think we're going to make an attack up to probably closer to $1. I think this is the range high that we're going to test probably in the next week. Any bullish news coming out, whether it be the case is finally over and done with. I know we got the victory that we wanted last week, but it still needs to be settled properly. So that gets done. Some bullish news about Gary Gensler. Some bullish news about somebody using XRP. For example, a big American bank. I think that would be the news that full sends XRP. And the minute it gets beyond 99 cents, we're on, I mean, we could go anywhere. 125, 131 probably region is where I expect us to test in the coming weeks if everything remains bullish. We do have to factor in we need to be a bit negative. We need to have the bearish scenario. So the bearish scenario is something happens with Binance. That's the only bearish scenario I can see at the moment, is something major happens to Binance. But it doesn't look likely. CZ seems as bullish as ever. Brad Garlinghouse is tweeting every day, laughing at the SEC. And we've got congressmen and senators literally calling out Gary Gensler every single day. So it's a good time. It's a good time to be in crypto. The one thing I want to say to everyone listening, and we've been saying this for weeks, Bitcoin is still in this range. We still haven't broke this blue level here. Till we break that, we're still, in my opinion, still in a bear market. We've not broke into a bull market till we start breaking these key levels here. So we've still got a lot to do, still got a lot of movement to make, but it's all looking pretty positive for the first time in a long time. It's actually looking very, very positive. I wanted to cover a few other things that me and Deck have actually been following for a while. So, like I say, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. So let's look at a few price in history moments. So you'll have heard Deck talk about the WWE chart. Loves the WWE chart. And look at this chart. It literally broke out of its accumulation zone, similar to what we've seen with Bitcoin time and time again, and then boom, massive rally. The minute it broke out of this range, I think Deck's done this on a previous video, the minute it broke out from here, it absolutely mooned. 325%. Massive. 325% in a stock is huge. But let's have a look at this price chart, because I hope members can see, but it looks very familiar to me. This looks like a very familiar pattern. So let's have a look. What if we do this and we're going to have a look at it in comparison to Bitcoin? So if we look at the Bitcoin chart, looks very similar, doesn't it? WWE chart, going back years, absolute years, and let's just check where it goes back to. So the WWE chart goes back to 2014, and we can overlay it with Bitcoin. So let's do that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. If we line this up, it's not far away. Look at this. Pretty much the same type of moves. And the fractal plays out. It's huge. So similar. So similar. A chart, a stock, WWE stock. Accumulation, accumulation. Let's just fix that up there. And then boom. And then it put in these two massive peaks. And then it went back and dropped into this accumulation phase. And we're around here with Bitcoin. Unbelievable. Now, this also plays out in everything else. So if this was to play out, then Bitcoin might have some lows, but it's pretty much up and to the right over the few weeks after we get through this kind of sideways accumulation phase. Let's have a look at DXY, because we've spoken about that so far as well. So DXY goes through these moves all the time, but I just wanted to show everyone this. So let's get rid of that. So the DXY is currently already played out this, and it's just going to go through some sideways and then more down. That's what the DXY plays out from time to time. It's done it here, it's done it here, and it's about to do it again. And there's more downside. And as soon as that downside keeps going with the DXY, we know Bitcoin's going to pump. And that's why I think today was just a relief rally. Let's see what the chat's saying. What's everybody saying? Gee, XRP chart is constantly repeating its history. It is indeed, mate. It is indeed. Bullish on Batista bombs. I don't know about that, Ewan. Right, Jay, let's have a look at the XRP chart for you then. If you want to have a look at history. So, let's have a look. Let's go way back in time with XRP before it absolutely mooned in 2017. So if we take this, let's have a look at this. From here to, we'll take it to here. A nice chart, nice price chart here. I know everybody here, look at that, $0.006. What an amazing time to be accumulating XRP. Wonder if anyone in the chat bought below $1. Sorry, below 1 cent. Did anyone in the chat below 1 cent get XRP? Be amazing. Let's have a look. So if we overlay this XRP chart, where does everybody think we are now? So you can see we're about here, and we've got massive rooms to grow. Look at this. Now, I would say this didn't happen for XRP in 2021, and the reason it never happened was because the SEC lawsuit. So we never got this bull run that it should have had in the 2020 halving into the 2021 bull run. We never got that in XRP, but everything else has pretty much followed the exact same pattern as it did way back before 2017. And if we zoom in here, let's have a look, quick zoom in. You can see we had this monster candle last week, and we're on the verge of an even bigger move, and that would take us up 1,448% to $10 if that played out the same way as in 2017. But look at the price. Like I say, it doesn't always repeat, but it definitely rhymes. Price charts move in similar ways over and over again, and you can do this with loads of price charts. Declan, what's your XRP targets for the bull run? What's our exit strategies, Declan. Let me go back to the original chart. Let's go back to XRP. So, like I said, I don't believe we have reached a bull run. I still think we're at the very end stages of a bear market. So, for me, before the halving, I think we could easily break, because of the bullish news, because of the XRP case, because XRP is so well known in the States. You turn on CNBC, they talk about SEC versus Ripple, talk about the XRP case. So we could easily do $2 in the next few weeks. This is XRP's time to shine. So $2 I think is nothing really for XRP. I think $5, $6, $7, I think that's where I would be looking to take profit. $5 plus is my target. And Declan, you know our exit strategy. Declan was on our crypto fast track course. If you don't know what that is, it's a 5-day intense course where we cover everything you need to know in crypto. I'm talking portfolio management, how to look at charts, how to understand charts, the fundamentals of what crypto even is, why crypto is so important, and also how to take profit, how to get out of the market, because almost every single person we speak to doesn't take profit when they should. So that Declan knows our plan. Same as the plan in is dollar cost average out, trim some profits as we go. Let's have a quick look. I wanted to share a Litecoin chart as well, because everyone on Twitter is getting excited about the Litecoin halving. If you didn't know, Litecoin has the same type halving as Bitcoin. Now, in the last halving, Litecoin peaked 7 weeks before the halving. So I put out a few weeks ago on Twitter and to our members in CC Pro that I thought the peak was in. I think Litecoin's peaked, but there's certain people on Twitter, there's some people saying Litecoin's going to go to $500, Litecoin's going to go to $1,000 because of the halving. The Litecoin halving doesn't have the same impact as the Bitcoin halving. So yeah, we could see another relief rally, but for me, I think it's done. This was the top here, 7 weeks or 6 weeks before the halving. So I think the halving isn't going to have a massive effect on the price. To me, it actually looks like Litecoin might go down. It might go down from here. This is the daily 200 moving average. It'll be key. It has to hold that. Have a drink. So let's have a look at some other coins. Let's have a look across the board. A bit of a mixed bag today. Some red, some green. Solana getting absolutely crushed. Down, what's that today? Down another 4% today. Any other coins? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at some other markets. So this one's really interesting. So the Nasdaq has topped by the looks of it. It's coming down, and so is the S&P 500 doing the exact same. Now, I was speaking to somebody the other day and we were talking about markets. Because the Fed is sucking liquidity, there isn't a lot of liquidity in the markets. So that means that now that these have topped, that money can rotate into crypto, but not everything can pump at the one time. Dow Jones is the exact same. Looks like it's topped. Looks like it's about to roll over. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look, Jay. I don't know how much. Don't know how much history you'll get on it. Let's use this one. Let's have a look. So This is one we get asked about a lot, actually, OCC. Quite a lot we get asked about it. Looks like that would be roughly the bottom. Let's draw this on. So, obviously deviated below. Coming up, I would expect it to come back, potentially retest that zone. Let me try and zoom in for you. Double bottom here, went on, had a bit of a bear market rally. The start of this year, came back, just deviated below that level. Looks like it's formed support here, and now it could have bottomed, but I would expect it to probably come back and retest this level. The other thing you have to remember, Deck made a really valid point the other day on Twitter. Chances are that if XRP does do what we think it's going to do, if it does absolutely moon from here, if it goes $2 in the next, I don't know, few weeks, say the next 2 months, XRP absolutely goes on a tear. Probably happen quicker than that, probably be 4 weeks. If XRP does that, it's going to have to take liquidity from somewhere, and it's probably going to be altcoins that lose all their steam to XRP, because like we say, the market cap isn't going anywhere. Do I think it'll get anywhere near $17? That is from here. Is that 100x, 120x? Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. To be honest, it's not a project I know a lot about, but if it's not a complete scam or a rug pull, then I would imagine most things will make new all-time highs in the next bull run. And if anyone's been following us, anyone been following me, listening to the podcast, you'll know exactly why I believe that. And that's because the Fed, the US government, they're going to be forced to print trillions of dollars to get themselves out of the mess. So yeah, I would fully expect most altcoins, if they're solid projects, they're building, they're developing, I would expect most things to make a new all-time high. That doesn't say that everything's going to. We see altcoins just fizzle out, get bored, the developers go somewhere else. That's what happens. Somebody asked about VeChain. Let's have a look. This is a weekly chart, so yeah, looks like it's kind of trading sideways since, what, May last year? Yeah, 400 odd days. It's kind of in this range. Looks like it might have bottomed. Let's have a look. Yeah, to be fair, it's kind of done it's kind of repeating what it did there in December. Comes down, breaks above, tests its support. Kind of doing that here as well. So it's came down, broke above, test that. You could see it mooning from there. Definitely think it needs to break this level here, 0.03. That would be where I'd be looking for it to break. But again, it's all going to depend on Bitcoin and XRP. Normally, all we look at is Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs, then the altcoins, but this time with XRP, who knows? It's on an absolute rampage. Okay, so we spoke about SwissBorg's latest release, the Golden Thematic. We spoke about it a couple of days ago, and we also released a podcast on it. So the Golden Thematic, if anyone's not using SwissBorg, we'll drop a link below. I think there's a link in the description. If not, we'll drop one in the chat. SwissBorg, the easiest, best place to buy, store, and sell your crypto when you eventually want to take profits. But for me, the Golden Thematic's an absolute game changer. The Golden Thematic will invest between Bitcoin and gold. So on the upside, you get the benefit of Bitcoin. You get the massive 100% gains. But when Bitcoin's coming down, when the market's cooling off, they move your money into gold, which, as we know, is much more stable, doesn't have the massive runs in price, but it protects you from inflation over time because it's a store of value, it's scarce, and yeah, the golden thematic for me is a no-brainer. Anyone watching this that talks to people that aren't into crypto, get them into the golden thematic. It's the easiest way to onboard somebody into crypto because they have the security of gold. Everyone in the world knows gold is secure as a store of value, and then they get some upside in Bitcoin, especially as we approach the halving. There's going to be massive upside. So wanted to touch on this because I think, and me and Dec have spoke about it, the golden thematic is going to be a massive game changer. It's also probably a great investment for somebody that just wants some exposure to crypto but can't be bothered with updating prices, can't be bothered with trading in and out of things. They just want like a pension fund or a savings plan. I think the golden thematic is massive for that. So make sure you check that out. If you're not on SwissBorg, what are you doing? Get on SwissBorg, easiest place, best place to buy, sell, store. It gives you information and it's the easiest for anyone new to crypto. Let's go back to the charts. Let's have a look. Let's go to shorter time frames. Let's have a look. Go have a quick look through some recent trades for anyone that's not in CC Pro or anyone that's not in Alpha in particular. I'm going to show some more alternative investments that me and Dec like to look at. Some stocks, some longer term plays. XRP just kind of penning out here. Looks like it's just having a cool off to me. Plenty support. We'll wait and see. No danger levels yet. Okay, so if you're in Alpha, you'll know about a couple of traditional asset trades we've posted recently. So this is shares of Coinbase coin. We posted in Alpha when it was, I think it was here. Yeah, it was Thursday. So here it's 78, and at its peak, it was up 45%. So just goes to show that there's easy ways to make money. So this trade here, 45% in a matter of days, and it's traditional investments that some people overlook because they're crypto focused, but a great opportunity. We posted this in Alpha. I know at least one person that made very good money on this trade. So it pays to be in Alpha. And I'll go over certified crypto for anybody that's not in certified crypto. You're going to miss out in the bull run. We know you will because we spoke to so many members over the last few months who needed something like CC Pro to keep them sane during the bull run. Another trade we posted, it's a bit of a slow burner this one, and this is shares of GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So at its peak, it was up 21.5%. Still a great trade. So there's two trades, one up 45%, one up 22%, all in the last few weeks when crypto's pretty much been going sideways. So loads of opportunities to make money, and we bring as many as we can to our CC Pro members and Alpha. So let's have a look. So CC Pro, you get all of this. You get absolute hours, years of research in our CC Pro Discord. We've got a live chat. Everybody's in there keeping each other focused, keeping each other focused on the long term, keeping everybody's mindset in check. We've got daily charts, we've got weekly analysis, we've got altcoin breakdowns, we've got a members only podcast, we've got absolute hundreds of hours of research and investment opportunities for CC Pro members. It's just $39.99. One trade would cover that for a full year. And then CC Pro Alpha. So we spoke about this a few times. There's a podcast episode on it. If you're not familiar with CC Pro Alpha, it's basically CC Pro with a few extra bits. A live stream every week, bit like this, me or Deck will come on, talk about some trades, some alternative investments. You also get early access to events. You also get more trades. So some of the alternative trades that I've spoke about in stocks. You also get some extra crypto trades, and you also get an exclusive role in the entire Discord, so everyone knows you're alpha. So those are the options. If you're not in CC Pro, the bull run's going to be very difficult. Everybody thinks the bull run's easy because it's when you make money. Bull run's one of the hardest times because your head's telling you one thing, your heart's telling you another thing. You think you should hold out for higher prices because everybody on Twitter, everybody in the news, your friends, your family, they're all telling you prices are going to keep going up. Everybody's bullish. And if you're in CC Pro, we'll be telling you exactly when and how to take profits. And so many people missed it last time. My Bitcoin mug. So I'm just going to show you what happens in a bull run just to give people an idea. So if you buy Bitcoin here, say you bought Bitcoin, you were lucky, you timed it in the summer of 2021. On the way up, everyone's screaming around here, everyone's screaming Bitcoin's going to the moon, it's going to 100,000. This time's different. El Salvador's buying Bitcoin, it's going to absolutely rocket the price. That's when we'll be selling. We'll have already started selling on the way up, but this is where we'll be out the market. And that's why something like CC Pro is so useful. We keep our members grounded. We saw it last week with XRP. There was so much hype. People were messaging, should I be buying? Should I be selling? Should I be taking profit? And we were on hand to keep everybody calm, make sure people don't lose their holdings. That's what you need when times get crazy. And then what happens? People hold out, they don't sell here, comes down, gets to about here, and it bounces back up. And they think they're geniuses. They think, oh, this time it's going to go, this was just a correction, it's now going to $100,000. It's too late. You've already missed the boat. And what will happen is you'll hold and hold and hold. You'll see people on Twitter say buy the dip, and eventually you'll end up holding, and you've then got best part of 4 years to hold until we get back to a level where you're flat. So that's what happens in a bull run. Bull runs are difficult. Everybody thinks the bear market's tough. Bear market is tough, but all you have to do in a bear market is keep accumulating, get your average buys down. In a bull run, that's when it gets tough. Let's have a look at some other coins. BNB still holding this range. And this is what I said, this is the only bearish scenario I have. If BNB crashes through this support, it could drop as low as 136. Let me just find it on the chart. I think Deck could put a 38 price target for BNB, but this looks more likely to me. That is where Binance or BNB can hit if it falls through this level here. That's why there is a bearish scenario, and it all revolves around CZ, Binance, and the SEC, because any big developments in that case, and it's just fresh air below BNB. So I would imagine that would drag a lot of the market with it, but it might just give us better buying opportunities. You know, BNB at 136, BNB, if it drops below that, it goes to 38. I'd be scooping up some BNB at that price. Any other coins? Mark, you got any favourite altcoins other than the usual? For me, I'm very bullish on Uni. I think Uni is, I mean, everybody knows, well, most people should know, a great project, great app, great user experience for buying altcoins. I find it better than MetaMask. I think it'll moon when altcoins start taking off properly, because obviously that's how it makes money. And to me, it looks like it's done a very solid accumulation down at these levels, which go back to here. So again, another one that, look, this was a resistance back in September 2020, came back, and it's back at these levels. Accumulating for, probably been an accumulation since here. So yeah, 467 days of accumulation, and yeah, loads of upside. So to go to all-time high, it's 682%. It's a nice chart. Yeah, I'll have a look at CHSB in a second. IMX and blockchain gaming. 2 seconds. Let me pull up CHSB. The problem is there's not actually, because it's not listed on a massive exchange, there's not actually a lot of great TA on CHSB. But once it cracks this level here, if it closes above we'll call it 17 cents, but it's about 16.65 cents. We'll call it 17 cents. Once it closes above that, then I would expect it to quickly move up to 24, 25. And then after that, probably the opposite of BNB. There's just loads of air. So there's 41, and then I would say 68. So there's big gains once it moves past this. It might come down. If it comes down to 11 cents again, for me, that's a no-brainer. Massive buying opportunity. And it might come down, kind of form like a W bottom, and then move up and blast through resistance, because that would form quite a nice neckline. Just that level there. So yeah, I'll be buying. I've been buying all the way down, to be fair. I think my average buy-in is still quite high, to be honest. But I would buy, if it goes back down to 11 cents, then that's a no-brainer. But yeah, I think we break 17, and then I think 25's the next stop, and then straight away we'll be up to 42 cents, because as anyone knows, it's such a good project, it's such a solid project. It's just got a lot of sell pressure from people that were earning the rewards. They're still selling off, and we're in a bear market. But if they keep launching industry leading products like the golden thematic, as soon as this thing goes worldwide on a big exchange, it's just going to absolutely blow up, and it'll do easy all-time highs. Easy. IMX and blockchain gaming. Don't really know IMX. Blockchain gaming, yeah, I think Web3, metaverse, blockchain gaming, I think that will be big, but has it maybe already had its time? There was a lot of chat about blockchain gaming, play to earn last run. I think for me, why the biggest play to earn games is Exceed. I think it'll probably lead the pack. Let's have a look at IMX. I'm not going to chart up, but let's have a look. So, not much history. Yeah, so there's not enough volume on it for it to properly have a decent chart. I mean, you could say it's back above its bottom, but it's too hard to chart something like that. Let's have a look back at XRP. Let's see what's going on. It's right at this level. It's fighting this level. hopefully we can get a daily close. Let's have a look. A daily close here is a strong bullish close, because you had the bullish engulfing candle here. I think XRP is just biding time. I genuinely think something's going to come out. I think Fed Now is launching today, which there's a lot of rumours they're going to be doing transactions on fast, cheap, something that nobody knows how it's working. Could it be XRP? Could XRP be somehow linked? Let's have a look at some. So, if you're not in CC Pro, you might not know that we have some altcoin picks that we released at the start of the year. There's a few more coming, but let's have a look at how they're doing. Flame had an absolute monster of a day today. Looks like somebody bought a big bag. Let's go to 3-day time. So for me, Flame's still in a really good zone. It's not broken back down. It's not reclaimed any of these lows. It looks like it's holding support here, which we've had this zone drawn on for months, I think. I think going back to about, when did we release it? We released it, I think we released it about February. Yeah, this was our candle basically when we released it, and it retested it straight away. So we've had it drawn on since then, and it's always held true. There's a resistance here, now it's support. If we drop below, then we've got quite a big drop, but I think it's probably bottomed out. It's been accumulating, and you can see the range just gets tighter and tighter. We spoke about this a lot recently with Bitcoin. When the range starts getting really constrained, it starts coiling up. That's when big moves happen. So maybe today was just a wee tester. Looks like it was just a bit of market manipulation. Big wick, big wick. Let's look at Opulus. Opulus, it is bounced perfectly off our support area. Again, we launched it on the 17th of January, just here, and it was up, I think it was up higher than that, about 600% at the peak. It's came back down, but it's came back down and tested this support area. It was resistance, now it's support, and it looks like it's starting to grind back up again. So Opulus could be one to start making a move. It's also kind of formed what's known as a rounded bottom. So it's not down and up. It's down, 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 up, 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 up. Rounded bottom's very bullish, and it normally leads to higher than where it started. So could we see Opulus go back up to 24 cents range highs? More than likely. More than likely. And Ron's had a bit of a rough few weeks. Let's have a look. Still very bullish on Ron. I think Ron's one that could absolutely melt faces in the next bull run. And yeah, it's back down at its lows, but it's holding support. It's not made a new low. Still holding this level here. So that's what happens in bear markets. That's exactly what altcoins are meant to do. They're meant to test their lows. That's what a bear market is all about. So people have been asking, are we still bullish on Ron? Of course. We've not lost any key levels. The project's still solid. Basically just back down at support. This is where you should be buying. Not financial advice, obviously. Does anybody have any other coins or anything else they want to look at? Let's have a look at, just for a laugh, let's have a look at gold versus silver. This is an interesting chart. Still silver, still ready to make its breakout. Silver is so undervalued versus gold. And LimeWire is another one that we get asked all the time about. Are you still bullish on LimeWire? It's been 2 months since the project launched, How can we have lost our bullishness already? Massive sell-off after launch. Happens with 9 out of 10 projects. And it's just bottoming out. Looks like it has. Looks like it's formed this nice bottom here. And I would imagine it won't go much lower than this. 7 cents. It'll hold that. And I would imagine it'll start grinding up. I wouldn't be surprised if this is where we start hearing some developments from LimeWire. Some news. Because that's what happens. The sell-off happens. They let it all happen. There's no point in them releasing news in the middle of a massive sell-off. Because then they lose all hype. Because people are hyped about the project and prices crashing. It doesn't work. They have to let the sell-off happen. They have to let it bomb. Then they can start releasing news. And that's exactly what happened with Opulus. So I think LimeWire's... That's it. I think the sell-off's done. I think it's time for LimeWire to start announcing some news and start making its way up. As we say that, somebody on this stream's just market sold their bag of LimeWire because I said that, and it's just formed this candle. So thank you, whoever did that. Do you reckon many high cap alts will 10x this bull run? I'm pretty sure a lot of them didn't exceed their all-time highs last run. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Cardano did. We know that. This was a trade from CC Pro. Let's have a look. So Cardano did. Went on to make an all-time high before Bitcoin. It did it in August. It actually front-run the whole market. Let's have a look. This was the two halvings of Litecoin, these blue lines. Yeah, Litecoin made a new high in May 2021. To be honest, I would expect most of them would. And the biggest reason is because the amount of money sloshing around next year will be huge. So there will be loads of all-time highs. I would imagine most coins will make all-time highs. 10x, I mean a 10x is quite hard when you've got a massive market cap. But yeah, definitely all-time highs. Any changes on your opinion about... No, Brendan, we just covered LimeWire. Still is bullish. The sell-off we think's done. And it's probably bottoming out right now. And then we're going to start seeing it grind up. But no. 2 months ago it launched, something like that. We are definitely still bullish on LimeWire. Hedera, H-bar. I mean, it could literally be any other chart. They all look the same. But I think this will do well. It's a small market cap. There's a lot of hype around it. You find that as well. I mean, it might retrace now because it's just smacked off the 200-day moving average. But let's have a look. Yeah, so this level here was a resistance, tested it here, support, broke through it, but came back up, tested it, and now it's on its way up. Let's have a look and see what we can do. I would imagine it will do something like that in the coming weeks. There's a lot of hype behind Hedera. You normally find coins with hype move so volatile, and I don't know what it is about this project, but Twitter loves Hedera, so I would imagine something like that. Maybe not even come as low as that, maybe just go there, depends. But yeah, I would imagine that would be the path it takes in a few weeks. Can you have a look at Kenzo? Let's see, there's probably not a lot of chart history that I can actually do with MV, to be fair. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's patchy, but let's have a look. I like the low volume coins. They just don't have great charts, so it's very hard to do TA. I mean, look at this. Like, it's very hard to draw any assumptions from MV. All I would say is Kenzo Kishi is something we're very bullish on. We're very bullish on the project, the team, and everything they're developing. So TA is massive, but with some altcoins you just can't use TA to price everything. So you have to go with fundamentals, and fundamentally this is a good project. Fundamentally we think this will do very well in the next bull run, which is why we invested in ROND, the in-game token. So yeah, I think it'll do really well. Mina, don't even know what Mina is. Mina USDT. Yeah, look, it literally looks like every single chart we've spoke about tonight. They all look like the exact same. They all look like they're bottoming out, and that makes sense. We're at the end of a bear market. That's where they should be. That's exactly where they should be. And if you remember the chart from earlier, if you've not been tuned in the full stream, go back. XRP did the exact same thing. Let me see if I can still pull it up. These could be any charts. Let's have a look. Let's go back in time. The XRP. Let's take that off. Look, this was XRP. It's so flat you can't even see it because it was so low. But look, literally done the exact same thing. Crashed down. Bit of a bear market relief rally. Crashed down, and then just leveled out before flying. Now, I'm not expecting any altcoin to necessarily follow XRP's path, but it just shows you like they all do the same thing in a bear market. It's what they're meant to do. We're like maybe here or maybe here in the altcoin world. Let's have a look back. So let's have a look. What about Harmony? What about Harmony? Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, it's literally the exact same chart over and over again. They're all bombing out. Looks like it's here. So, yeah, I would imagine if it's a good project, if you've done your own research and you're confident in it, then your goal should be all-time high, I would imagine. But I wouldn't hold out for 100x's unless you know something I don't know about Harmony. I don't know much about Harmony. Okay, let's have a look. Any other coins? What else is happening in the chat? XRP still struggling with this level. That's the 3-day chart. Close above here. We're still bullish. Still bullish. Need to get Deck back on the stream. He seemed to absolutely pump the markets last week. So what do you think? Jay, is this just me go through every coin with you now? Let's have a look for you, mate. AVAX. To be fair, AVAX is quite a strong project. I think AVAX will do really well in the next bull run. We actually spoke about it in the 5-day course. So if you just joined the stream or you've not been listening, the 5-day course is the ultimate for anyone that's a serious investor in crypto. Anyone that seriously wants to make life-changing money, they have to get involved in the 5-day course. We'll teach you everything from why crypto is important, why it's even so valuable, and we'll go through how to manage your portfolio, how to read charts, how to trade. We'll look at how to get profits out, how to be efficient with your profits, and ultimately how to make as much money as possible when the time comes. Let's look at AVAX. So AVAX is actually at quite a nice level if you look at it on the daily. So let me draw on the zone. So it looks like it's broken above this resistance. You see it was resistance, 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 touched it 3 times, broke above it, came back after hitting the 200 moving average. If you've been listening to me for any length of time in CC Pro, if you're a CC Pro member, you'll know I put a lot of importance on 200-day moving average, and you can see it literally wicked up, touched it, came back to the previous resistance, flipped it to support, and it's probably off to the races now. So I would expect AVAX to do pretty well in the next wee while if it doesn't lose this support. Look at that. Look at this. Right, so we looked at this, drew on the zone, and if we go back in time, look where this wick in June 2022 came back to. That wasn't even rehearsed. I didn't even know that was there. Just shows you. These price zones are like magnets. Chiliz. To be fair, I quite like Chiliz as a coin. I actually sold all my Chiliz. I'll actually go through when I sold Chiliz. So let's have a look. Is it here? So last summer, I was accumulating Chiliz down here, and the reason why was, let's just highlight it. So down here was a great buy zone for me, and the reason I was accumulating it was because Chiliz is a massive football, sports, crypto, basically. And I knew the World Cup was coming. I knew it was going to be massively bullish for Chiliz. So I was accumulating down here, just anywhere I could get a low price for Chiliz. And it went on to rally into the World Cup. And it did 245% just before the World Cup. And this is, we basically were selling all the way up to the run up to the World Cup. The World Cup happened, and look what happened. It absolutely dived. I think the World Cup was this weekend, so we actually got 2 bites of the cherry, but I was out, I was gone. I had already sold on the way up here. But the World Cup started here. Should be bullish for Chiliz, the token. Everybody was saying it was going to be massive. It was going to pump because of the World Cup. World Cup started on this Sunday here. Pretty sure that's right. Somebody can fact check me. The 20th of November, I'm pretty sure that's when the World Cup started. And it dropped over the next 6 weeks, which was basically the World Cup. It dropped 63%. Buy the rumour, sell the news. Prime example of it. And it was the easiest trade in the world because the World Cup was highlighted to everyone. So we knew it was coming. We accumulated low. We sold as it started to rally just before the World Cup. And it dumped. So let's have a look at it now. I think it'll come back. I think there's too much money in this project. There's too much hype. There's too many people associated with it. It absolutely has to come back. But, I mean, I've said that about stuff before. It's had a pretty rough bear market, Chiliz. It's still below this support level. So for me, so you'll hear Don actually talk about this. Typically, support and resistance gets touched 3 times before it breaks. So if we look at, let me draw on the line for you. Who was this? Was this Jamie? Yeah. So you can see, broke through support, tested it once, tested it twice. Next time we touch it, I would imagine we break through it, but the daily MA is quite close. So again, I would imagine when we break it, we will do something like this. Because the chance of us breaking a daily moving average, especially the 200, first time around, is no chance, to be honest. And you can see how important it's been in the past. The 200 MA, it's been support. Fair enough. It's been resistance. And now it's going to be resistance again. So yeah, that's what I would imagine it to do. It needs to break that level. But if you're holding it for the long term, If you've got chilies in your portfolio and you're just holding for the long term, you should be accumulating like absolute crazy right now. It's also kind of forming ascending triangle. It's actually a really nice bit of TA, that, to be fair. Yeah, that looks prime to break this the next time. It's not the most accurate triangle, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on this actually. Let me mark it. I'll keep an eye on it because that looks pretty nice. And if it breaks this, then it would be an easy long. You could actually do a nice trade, 32% to the MA. Probably a bit less because the MA will come down, but 30% trade. Can't say no to that. So that's one to watch for the next few weeks. And I think chilies will have a really good bull market. I think there's so much hype with this project. What did it do the last time? 95. Yeah, so it's basically going to go to it'll go to $1. Dollar from here. 15x or something like that. Something close to that. Yeah. Well, 11x. 11x to all-time high. You take that. So yeah, Jamie, if you have this in your portfolio, I would be accumulating it like crazy at these levels, because once these levels break, I can't see it coming back for a long time. Yeah, look, see if we draw. Sorry, I know I'm harping on about price, but look at this. If we extend it back, so this level, not only is it support and resistance there, go back in time, it was support 3 times in May 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4th time it broke through. Easy. So you've been holding it for a while. Yeah, then these are the best prices to get your average down. Let's see what else. Mark, VRA. Boys were keen on ZIL in the last bull run. Do you think it will have a good one? So look at VRA. I quite like ZIL, but I sold it because to be fair, I just sold it because it was one of these projects that I was frustrated with doing nothing. Probably one of these ones that you should never sell. VRA is actually back at a very good level. I don't know much about this project, but what I can tell you is, let's just draw a box. So let's look at it. So yeah, again, we can see, so this is, so it was support here. It was kind of resistance here, but not really. It was support here. It was support here. And it's back at this level. So that was just going back to May this year. So just a few months. But if we go back in time, look, it was support and it was resistance. So it's at a good level. If it loses this level, it's going to dump hard because there's not a lot below it. So I would imagine that would be the next support there. But after that, that's quite a weak support. It's not really been tested a lot. It could do another 50% dump from here. And actually, doesn't really seem like it's... When did it launch? I think it just launched. Yeah, it launched in 2022. So, well, it launched on Bitfinex in 2022. So, don't really have a lot of history to look back on, but looks alright. If it holds this support, then you're probably talking there. I'll draw them up for you. I'll make it easy. If it holds support, that's a key area. That's a key area, and then you're here. So, I mean, you could. I don't know if you could trade this coin because it's not one I know of, but there's 22%, there's 52%, and there's 78%. So, I mean, it's a long term swing trade, but pretty easy profits if it holds this support. Now, we spoke about this on the course. I know I'm harping on about it, but nothing goes up in a straight line. So do not buy this coin and expect it to just go boom, 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 boom. This could take months to play out. It could take a year to get to this level. Depending on the project, depending on the hype. I don't know. Zil, I've got Zil here. Where is it? It's definitely on here because I used to hold. Let's have a look. Let's go to the higher time frame. Always start in a higher time frame. If you go look at charts, start in a higher time frame. Don't get bogged out. Somebody asked me the other day about the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, yeah, it's fine if you're amazing at scalp trading, but otherwise it's just pointless. Let's see what it is. To be honest, every single altcoin seems to be retesting old support resistance areas. So especially on the higher time frames, because you can draw better conclusions. So on the 3-day, support, kind of support. But if we go back, it was resistance. So the thing with this coin is it doesn't actually take a lot of money to move it either. It's a small market cap, I'm sure. So yeah, decent enough project. Just depends if MD actually uses it. Is there any need for it? I don't know if there is. I think there's too many similar coins to things like this. But 11x to all-time high. Root. Would like to see your opinion on the chart of Root. Okay, let's have a look. Root protocol. Let's have a look. To be fair, this chart. Let's see if I could get a better chart. No. So it's not a great chart, to be fair, to actually do anything with. But let's have a look. Crypto.com. Who knew they have the best chart for it? So by the looks of it, this is where it launched, or at least on Crypto.com, and it done 6,000% in the first 114 days. So nice if you got in at the start, but since then it's traded sideways. I mean, it could keep trading sideways for ages. It's not actually done any major. I mean, obviously I had the dump from there, but other than that, it's not actually crashed that massively. It's just kind of moved sideways. When was this? So it's been in accumulation for pretty much since here. 700. I mean, I don't even know. If you're buying it to hold long term, fair enough. Buy some if that's what you want, but you can't trade this right now. It just doesn't look interesting to me. Yeah, it's holding quite well. Yeah, it's holding a level, but why? People are just buying it to sell it, to buy it, to sell it, to buy it. Like, you would think if something was going to hold its level this long and be this sideways, you would eventually get a breakout, but it's not had one. So seems strange, but who knows? It could just be coiling up and eventually absolutely blast off. I mean, yeah, it's just bear market accumulation. Definitely a bull run hold. Yeah, I would be getting out of this somewhere. Yeah, anywhere above here. If it gets to here, if it gets to $10, I'd be starting to sell out. That would be my non-financial advice, because yeah, it could just go sideways again for an eternity. What's that? King? Up. King sounds like a meme coin. It'll be nonsense. I doubt we can even chart it. Yeah. This is the problem with a lot of things. And to be fair, this is a good point. So, FS Audi 8P. Valid point, to be fair. I can't really draw too many conclusions. I would imagine it's a meme coin. I would imagine there's a lot of hype around it. But unless you got in at a very early stage, it's not something that I would invest in. But you're going to see loads of these. The closer we get to the Bitcoin halving, the more and more memes, things doing 8% in a week, things just absolutely exploding that I'd never heard of it before. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. You saw the nonsense with Sui and Arbitrum and Pepe, and it's all because we're getting close to the hype cycle. That's what happens. It's going worldwide. Yeah. I'm sure it is, but it's probably another meme. It's going bigger than Pepe. Okay. Where's Pepe now? Let's have a look at where Pepe is. Let's have a look. Since Pepe launched on Binance, it's down 66%. UTK, to be fair, it's a great project. Yeah, just similar to every other altcoin. Literally, you could put any altcoin on the screen, and the chart will probably look the same. Looks like it's bottomed out, as I've said for every other coin, pretty much. But it does. I think. I'm sure I can't remember off the top of my head. It made a big partnership recently as well. I think it's a great project. T-Smoke, love the name. Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think it's a great project. I think it's got really good utility, but as we know from crypto, it doesn't matter if you've got the best utility or the worst utility. It just matters if people are building on it, people get behind it, whether the price action is going to go. Whether I think it's good for the industry, whether I think it's good for global adoption, doesn't really matter if they don't build on it or it doesn't develop. But pretty sure it's got a big partnership, so I think it'll do well. More crypto content on YouTube. Coffee and crypto every single morning with Dawn. Easy. I would imagine that would be the best place to consume daily content. I don't actually know anybody that does a daily content show. So yeah, Ross, I would make sure you're tuned into Coffee and Crypto. You can go back and watch the episodes. We also have a podcast. I don't know if you're in CC Pro. If you're not in CC Pro, then you're going to get the best daily content in CC Pro. We spend hours every single day bringing the latest analysis, charts, trades, altcoins, macro. We even look at what's going on in the US, what's going on in the UK. So I would suggest you check out CC Pro if you're not already in CC Pro. Check out our podcast, and obviously Coffee and Crypto, the number one place for your daily crypto news. Yeah, BitBoy Crypto's alright. He's alright. T-Smoke, yes. Coffee and Crypto is the place to be. Alright, how we doing? Anyone else got anything they want me to cover? So, do you all follow us on Twitter? today we put out a couple of posts, and one of them was about the DXY, which I've already covered. Let's just see how it's closing actually. Let's take this off. Yeah, struggling to break this resistance as we thought. I would imagine that's going to turn around. Let's look at, yeah, look, it's already rolled. So we could have a really bullish weekend for crypto if the DXY fails to break this resistance and drops back down. Then we're going to have a big candle and a big bullish weekend for Bitcoin. But on Twitter today we shared the pound dollar price chart, and as you can see, everyone was raving about the pound, and it's already down over 2% since Friday the 14th, so last Friday. This is going to keep coming down, so all this positive news about the UK is going to turn nasty pretty quick, I would imagine, with the pound dropping, especially if it breaks this level here. CKB. Is that not an aftershave for like the 90s? Pretty sure I had CKB back in the 90s. Let's have a look. Let's go to the 3-day chart. Maybe the daily. Let's have a look. To be fair, it looks like it's regained quite a key level. So this level here, you'd want to see it break above here. Once it breaks above here, so CKB, so CKB, yeah, when it breaks above here, let's just draw it on for you, just to make it a bit easier. I'd be wanting it to break that level there, but it does look like it's kind of a bit more bullish because it's reclaimed this level here. So doesn't look too bad, to be fair, but not a nice daily candle. That to me would suggest that it's going to go back down and test these lows here. So yeah, could be interesting. Declan, Rose X. Declan, the biggest bull on Rose X in CC Pro. Yeah, I'll check it out, mate. All right, let's see. There is one more thing I wanted to check. Let's check out gold. Does anyone in the chat hold gold? So if you're in CC Pro, you've been listening to me for a while, you know I don't believe or trust the governments at all. I think they're going to print trillions of dollars. The currency debasement that's been going on for about 15 years is going to continue, and we need to hold hard, solid assets like Bitcoin and gold. But if you look at this chart is literally beautiful. It comes down. Let's look at it on the daily. I'm sure the daily's better. Yeah, look. Breaks up, double bottom, onto a new high. Breaks down, double bottom, onto a new high. Breaks down, double bottom. So my prediction is we're going to go on to hit this gold circle up in the sky. So if you're not holding gold, silver, obviously Bitcoin, definitely look into it. Money printing is coming back, and it's going to come back with a vengeance very soon. Guilt, so I've already done IMX. So yeah, hard assets, but like I said earlier, if you weren't watching earlier, go back, watch it, but the golden thematic for SwissBorg is an absolute game changer. I can't stress this enough. This is going to bring people to Bitcoin and gold and crypto that aren't in Bitcoin, because gold is the safety blanket that people need. So yeah, I think this is going to be huge for SwissBorg. We did a podcast on it. It's in CC Pro for all our members, so if you're not in CC Pro, the link's in description. Let's check XRP for T-Smoke. Let's have a look. For me, I'm still bullish. Obviously, I think we really need to remain bullish, we really need to hold this level, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we broke down, as long as we hold above 71 cents. If we drop 71 cents, then no, we will literally drop like a stone and we'll hit this yellow bar. So 71 cents is kind of my we're going down warning sign. But if we hold up here, the thing is, you have to remember, let's have a look on the monthly chart, right? So apart from this in here, people have literally been underwater since 2018. Okay, they had one opportunity to sell out of XRP, one, but now they're back in profit. So there's loads of people scrambling to take profits. Anyone that got in pre-SEC lawsuit has been waiting for this time, so they're taking profits, and they've probably had the worst bear market they could ever have. They didn't make a new all-time high in 2021, even though they were hoping for one. Let's look at the longer term chart just so I can highlight this point. I can't highlight it enough. See, anyone that bought from here onwards, so from January 2018, they would have probably held through the 2021 bull market. They probably wouldn't have sold XRP because they would have been waiting for the new all-time high, because that's what happens in bull runs. But as we know, the SEC had launched a lawsuit, so XRP didn't make new all-time highs in 2021, so most people wouldn't have sold out of their coins here. So if you've been holding since January 2018, you've held through all of this, you've finally got an option to actually sell out and take some profit out of something you've held for so long. There's a lot of profit taking going on right now, and you can't really blame people, but madness, absolute madness. Won't be me, will definitely not be me. Let's have a look at the 3D chart. See, we've tested this. This area here, 88 cents. We've tested it. We've tested 85. That's on the 3D chart. I think we're just coiling up. And if you look at it as well, we've not broken this candle from Friday. So if we lose this here, 71 cents, then yeah, I would expect more downside. But for me, that just gives me another opportunity to try and buy some low prices, because now that the lawsuit's done, it will definitely make a new all-time high. I can, not financial advice, but I'm pretty confident it will now, which it didn't do in 2021. So yeah. Well, that's pretty much me for this live stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. It wasn't quite as exciting as this candle here. What was this candle that Deck managed to capture? 100% candle. Wasn't quite as exciting, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. Make sure you like it. If you're not in CC Pro, I'm not just saying this, you are literally missing out. We put hours and hours into bringing the latest content, the latest advice. It'll get you through the bull run. Do not go into the bull run thinking it's going to be easy. It's the hardest thing to sell out of a coin that you've held for 3, 4, 5, maybe even longer number of years, and you sell out when everyone's telling you, no, just hold on for a wee bit longer. You can make another few £1,000s. It's going to go higher. It's definitely going to go higher. It's the hardest thing in the world, and that's what CC Pro helps you with. So check us out, and that's pretty much us. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you again soon.